We can now confirm what we already knew all along, and that is that there is a new face in WWE, and his name is Bray Wyatt. Now we have factual evidence to back that up. We no longer have to play the company game, the WWE farce, where Vince McMahon parades around Becky Lynch in some type of weird facade. No, now, what we knew all along now has a little bit more evidence to back up this notion that Bray Wyatt is the top dog. Whether you like it or not, whether you call him a face or a heel, he is the top dog. Because now we can add top merchandise pusher. He is the top merchandise seller within WWE, within that company. He is pushing the most product. When everybody said, Becky's the face because you see the man shirts, she's pushing the most product. Well, what do you got to say now? Bray Wyatt is pushing the most product. You know why? Because he is the top dog in the company. He is the most captivating. He's fucking amazing, wildly entertaining. Now sure, you still have those schmucks in the community that still like the type, Bray Wyatt is buried. Bray Wyatt is ruined. Bray Wyatt just doesn't do it for me anymore. Cause I'm a fickle fuck. I like to jump onto the new flavor of the month every single 3 weeks. I like to do it before the full month. Cause I'm a fucking idiot. You fucking schmuck. If that is you, find your way off the channel. Honestly, I don't know if a creator has ever done that in the history of this platform, but I am literally telling my viewer to hit the fucking bricks. Because there is no room for idiots on this channel. I need the amplified unit to be the smartest, the most brightest pro wrestling fan on this platform. That's what the amplified unit is. I can't have you being a fucking dumb schmuck. And just a few months after Bray Wyatt debuts this Fiend character and already he's the ruin, although he's got a fucking championship around his shoulder. He just had a fucking dynamite victory over Daniel Bryan. A storyline that has only been 1 month old is actually going along pretty fucking beautifully. But he's ruined. You're just not feeling it anymore. That's because you're a fickle fuck. With Roman Reigns, it's justified. Half the audience was never behind him anyway. With Seth Rollins, it's justified because he dug his own fucking grave. He was digging his own holes along the way outside the ring. So he lost the crowd. With Becky Lynch, we gave her the entire year of 2019 to prove to us that she could be the badass gal from the late 2018 months. November, October, September even, right? I think she did the turn on Charlotte September of 2018. October, she really got built up, and right before Survivor Series, unfortunately, that came to a halt. But we gave Becky Lynch the entire year of 2019 to show us that she is the man, that she is the top dog in that company. She didn't. So now as we approach 2020, I think we all have to come to the conclusion. We have to anoint somebody new. Bray Wyatt is the best motherfucker for it. But because of what happened at Hell in a Cell, every fickle fuck out there decided to jump off the fucking Bray Wyatt ship. That's called being fickle. That is what you hear. When Daniel Bryan says the word fickle, that's a real word, and it absolutely is justified with the pro wrestling fan, especially the WWE fan, because they're fickle as fuck. They like something one day, and then 2 weeks later, they're fucking done with it. And then they go, well, Vince McMahon is the one that ruined it for me. No, he didn't ruin Bray Wyatt at all. Yes, it was a tragic outcome for Hell in a Cell. That was a mistake by Vince McMahon, his 762 writers, and every other suit and tie that okayed that bullshit. No question. Did they rectify their wrong? Absolutely. A month later, Bray Wyatt has the championship, a pretty damn good feud so far with Daniel Bryan that has purpose, that has meaning. And if you look at all angles of the feud, you would understand that. For instance, just within the last 10 hours, Bray Wyatt sent out a tweet with a photo in black and white of him standing over Daniel Bryan back in the day when Bray Wyatt was the original Wyatt family member character. And he was standing over Bryan with his hand extended, and Bryan looked like he wasn't taking it. And you know their history when Bryan was with the Wyatt family and then he turned on Bray Wyatt. This makes sense. And Bray Wyatt wins, but he's such a lunatic that he wants to play again with Daniel Bryan. And with TLC around the corner, that could be fucking fun. And he says he's going to debut this new face last night. None of us even thought of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre concept. You ever see the movie, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Leatherface, he likes to take the face and he likes to make his own. That was the new face he was going to debut. He was literally tearing up Daniel Bryan's. His new face was going to be Daniel Bryan. That's sadistic. That's insanely entertaining. That's a wild concept to even grasp. But he's ruined. I don't like this angle. The ending to SmackDown was too entertaining. I don't like it. He's starting to do the same things. He's attacking people from behind. Fuck you talking about? Just what was it, last week? He fucking literally came right, it was The Miz, right? The Miz was in the corner. I think he was in a match with Daniel Bryan. The lights went out. Miz, now it's fucking Bray Wyatt in the corner, as if he's The Miz, stands up, and he comes to attack Bryan face to face. So what do you mean he's always attacking people from behind? You're just never happy with anything because you want to be miserable. And misery loves company, so you find other social media fucking dipshits, and then you're all like, yeah, Bray's ruined. What do you want the guy to do last night? They dedicated a show to him, and he was wildly entertaining. In one segment, he's doing the fucking remix fucking Muscle Man dance with the notorious P.I.G., Huskus the Pig. And then in another segment, he's debuting a fucking badass new leather strap, a new championship. Picture that when he's coming down to the ring for TLC. Pretty cool, right? That's just in 2 segments. And then at the end, he's literally tearing Daniel Bryan's dome piece apart underneath the ring. That's not cool? Not really. I expect more. I want the planets Neptune and Jupiter to explode. I want fucking piñatas of candies around the arena. I want fireworks to be shooting off from my car trunk. I expect much more, basically. What the fuck do you want? They dedicated the show to Bray Wyatt, who's the most entertaining dude on the show, and everything was fucking great. You had the comedy, you had something badass, and then you had something sadistic, all in one show with one character. He's just not doing it for me. Well, you're not doing it for me. Find your way off the fucking channel, because you're thinking fucking stupidly. Maybe that's natural for you, but it's not allowed or accepted on this channel. Stop being a fickle fuck, because I refuse to entertain fickle fucks. Because everything we speak highly about or we get behind, you'll just jump off the fucking train in 2 or 3 weeks if it's not going according to plan. At least with Becky Lynch, even I gave her the full fucking year. I took it easy on Becky Lynch this whole fucking year when I knew from day one she wasn't a true face. But I was fucking willing to give it a shot. If you are not, listen to my fucking words, if you are not behind Bray Wyatt, then you are a part of the problem, not the solution. You are proving Vince McMahon's point. And you are the reason that this company is in the shitter. Somebody like Bray Wyatt is somebody we need in this company, and somebody we should be getting behind. Because from day one when he was Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt, he deserved these accolades and this attention. And now that they're finally giving it to him, the machine is behind him, now all of a sudden we're gonna jump off of the ship and we're not gonna support him anymore. The fuck out of here. I grew up in projects. I made bad choices growing up and I went to fucking prison. When I started this channel, I honestly didn't know how YouTube worked. I didn't know if anybody was even gonna find the channel or much less give a shit. So what I did is I said, hey, if I get 25 people to view this, that's pretty fucking cool. That turned into thousands. Do you think I give a fuck? If I lose you, a stupid, dumb, dipshitted fickle fuck? No, I don't give a fuck. Find your way to the fucking door. This isn't about, wow, just because I have a different opinion. No, this is because you're fickle as fuck. The dude just debuted this character 2 fucking months ago. He had one absolutely bad night through no fault of his own. Booking. And this Daniel Bryan thing got him right back on track. First, he won the championship from Rollins. Then this Daniel Bryan feud, even though it's been a month, maybe a little more than a month, if even, it's been pretty fucking solid. The match, the last pay-per-view Survivor Series, was actually good. And now we get something with the ante upped at TLC? Fuck! Barry? Ruined? He's not doing it for you? Who the fuck would do it for you then? Tyler Breeze? You want him to get the fucking rocket? Do you want Mustafa Ali? Would you like Ricochet? Would you like it to be a 150 pound ping pong ball flying across the fucking sky? Would that make you fucking happy? Is it because it's not under the AEW bandwagon? Is that why? Oh, he's becoming successful, need to jump off. When somebody gets to certain heights, you no longer can support it. You're one of those fucks that likes to like everything that's underground because you think you're cool, right? You're one of those fucks that don't like the mainstream rock and roll band because they're too popular. I like the band at the local club because I'm cool. I like underground. I won't go to the chain restaurant because I like this place around the corner. Yeah, it has 76 cockroaches every time I'm eating dinner with my fiance, but I like it because it's underground. Nobody knows about it, so I'm cool. I'm a real New Yorker. Fuck the Olive Garden. The Olive Garden breadsticks are amazing. Shut up. Anyway, the bottom line is Becky Lynch is no longer the fucking face. You couldn't have told me that in the past 60 days anyway, especially. But now that I have facts that back up that sentiment, you ain't telling me that. If I was down at waltzing down, doing my Vince McMahon walk at the local Stop and Shop grocery store, down aisle 4, right, the cereal aisle, and I'm doing my fucking waltz. I'm doing my amplified Vince McMahon walk, and I'm waltzing down that cereal aisle, and I see Becky Lynch on a box of Honey Nut Cheerios. I'm gonna keep on waltzing. I'm gonna keep on Vince McMahon walking right past those Honey Nut Cheerios, because I don't want to get a box of Honey Nut Cheerios with Becky Lynch. However, if I'm waltzing down that cereal aisle, and I see Bray Wyatt on that Honey Nut box of fucking Cheerios, guess what I'm doing? I'm stopping and I'm buying that box of Honey Nut Cheerios. And I don't even eat Honey Nut Cheerios. But I'm gonna eat them because Bray Wyatt's on the fucking box and I'm gonna support. Damn it, what happened to supporting people? What happened to actually getting behind somebody and riding it out and being happy for them? Loving what's happening if it is actually being accurately done, if it's progressing. That's what's happening with Bray. If you don't see that, you're an absolute dumb fuck, and more importantly, for me, you're fickle as fuck, and I can't deal with that shit. Again, find your way to the fucking door. For my amplified unit that knows what the fuck's going on and sees the progression in Bray Wyatt and sees the good that it's bringing to the company, then you, my friends, thank you for being here. You're my true La Familia. You're the real amplified unit, and you're the ones I want to stick around. I don't care about losing subscribers. I don't give a fuck. I have thousands, and I only thought I was going to get 25 because I didn't know how this worked anyway. So as long as I have 25, I'm good. I'm not one of these YouTubers that cares about just growing subscriber counts just for a count. I need the smartest motherfuckers. I need people that know what I'm talking about. Quality is more important than quantity for me. You can have people with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. That's great. They could mostly be dumb as fuck, I bet. But when you have a tight-knit group that knows what the fuck you're talking about and has a brain in their dome piece that can comprehend it, brah, there's nothing like that in the world. That's what the amplified unit is. I refuse on this platform to ever have a comment up on anything that I do that says Bray Wyatt is fucking ruined or Bray Wyatt is done, as he has a championship around his shoulder. He's only 2 months old with that character, 2 to 3 months tops. And on top of that, in Survivor Series Finn Balor, that was like a fucking tune-up match. I don't even count that. But nobody's gonna tell me that in just 3 months, with a championship and with this thing with Daniel Bryan, that he's ruined. It just doesn't make sense. I can't fathom it. But then again, I know the stupidity that's out there in the community, so I shouldn't be fucking shocked. The bottom line is Bray Wyatt, again, this is why I said aforementioned, whether you like it or not doesn't fucking matter. He's the top merchandise pusher for a reason. They gave him most of that show last night for a fucking reason. Bray Wyatt is the top dog in the company. And if you take away those Bray Wyatt segments last night, that was not a very good show, was it? Think about that, guys. What was some of the most entertaining moments of last night? Yeah, I bet you're gonna say it was the Bray Wyatt segments. You're trying to fucking fool. I've been watching over 30 fucking years. 3 decades I've been watching this shit. I've seen every Larry Joe Schmo come into the door and leave the fucking door. Some in a good way, some getting the boot. I've seen every flavor of the month you can think of. Bray Wyatt is the real deal. I've seen the Hulk Hogans. I've seen the Randy Savages, the Ultimate Warriors. I've seen the Stone Colds, the Undertakers, the John Cenas, the Batistas, the Rey Mysterios, the Ricochets now. I've seen them all. Bray Wyatt's the real fucking deal. That's my opening monologue to today's SmackDown for almost said January, November 29th, 2019. That's the opening monologue. Congrats to Bray Wyatt for becoming the #1 merchandise pusher in that company. And it is so fucking justified. You earned it because you're badass. So to Bray Wyatt, thank you for being you. He is an ultimately creative dude. And what you guys don't even know, I'm gonna fill you in on something because you think this is just Vince McMahon fucking playing master puppeteer. No, Bray Wyatt has a lot of say into all that you're seeing right now with the Firefly Funhouse and that Fiend character. Bray Wyatt has a lot of leeway. Most of this, if not all, is coming from his dome piece. Give the dude respect because Vince McMahon never did. If you can't get behind somebody like Bray Wyatt, if you're gonna jump ship that fucking quickly and be that fucking fickle, I don't want you either. Bray don't need you, BC don't need you. Should we talk about the show? Let me get a sip of coffee. We got a little bit of amplified there. Let me get a sip of coffee. We'll begin. All right, so Roman Reigns starts the show thanking all of his teammates from Sunday's Survivor Series except King Corbin. Roman calls out Corbin, and he and Corbin have a back and forth on the mic. And I will admit, Corbin was pretty solid in building himself up as a royal jackass. I mean that sincerely. Especially if I'm a younger fan, I'd probably despise the dude. Roman challenges Corbin right here and now, he says, and thankfully Corbin declined because I'm sure we were all thinking, please, for all of us, just say no. Nobody needed to see Roman and Corbin again. So again, thankfully Corbin declined, but then he brought out Robert Bobby Rob Bob Roode to take his place. In all honesty, who would get excited about a match so nonsensically meaningless between Roman and Roode? It's rhetorical, nobody would. So we go to commercial, and that's what we have to look forward to? Roman Reigns and Robert Bobby Rob Bob Roode? I would care maybe about this a little more if Roode wasn't booked like a complete absolute jobber for the longest time. So we come back from commercial, and this thriller is underway. Now, a couple of positives, actually, right from the jump. It was a much better matchup than expected, not because I didn't think these individuals were capable of such, but Rob Bob Roode, again, as aforementioned, has been booked as a basic jobber for the longest time. So there was just no energy or emotion to get behind this. But again, good match. The crowd was hot as fuck for this from minute 1 all the way to the end. The finish saw Roman deliver his usual Superman punches and spears to not just Roode, but also to Ziggler on the outside. And an eventual pin on Roode. Roman Reigns takes the victory, as if we didn't see that coming. Now, post-match, there's a 3-on-1 on Roman, right? You have Corbin, you have Ziggler, you have Roode. It was mostly Roode. Roode wanted to prove a point in his loss. Like, yeah, I'm a loser, but I'm gonna stand tall, right? He's probably seen Vince McMahon's booking one too many times, because that's what Vince does all the time. We'll have you lose, but then after the match, you can get up and beat him up. So that way, everybody looks like a winner, right? We just did it with Becky at Survivor Series. So there's this 3-on-1, but more specifically, Roode on Roman. Roman's able to fight back, spearing Roode through the barricade on the outside, then throwing all of the commentary chairs, not just the little steel chairs, the commentary chairs, on top of Roode as well. Then he takes the steel steps, wabakas Ziggler right in his dome piece. Ziggler goes flying into the crowd from the steel step shot. Then he turns his attention back to Roode, tips the commentary table over on top of Roode. So Roode was legitimately buried last night. I mean, if booking didn't do the job, Roman Reigns did the job. Bobby Roode was buried last night. There you go. Not Bray Wyatt, Bobby Roode. Literally. By Roman Reigns. So they dedicated that whole first half an hour plus to really building up Roman Reigns. Are we going to see a Roman Reigns Bray Wyatt WrestleMania match that everybody's talking about? Are we really going to play this game now that Roman Reigns is finally starting to get into our good graces? We're finally starting to accept the dude because he hasn't totally been pushed down our throat. But now it looks like Vince is seeing that the reaction's getting better. Let's thrust him right back into the title picture for WrestleMania. Let's have him be the one to take it from Bray Wyatt. And if that's the case, just like the Brock Lesnar situation a few times, this is going to be drastically wrong. This is not the right decision. Bray Wyatt should hold that title for the longest fucking time because he is the Fiend and you need to build him up as such a monster. not having fucking Roman, now that he's getting a better crowd reaction, now all of a sudden he's going to take the strap at WrestleMania. I see where this is going. At least I see the seeds being planted. And I can't say I'm down with it. And again, I don't even mind Roman right now. And I'll even give you that whole half an hour plus last night. But I just see where this is going, man. And I don't think that Bray should be losing it right at WrestleMania. I mean, you're talking about literally 3 or 4 months away. I don't like that, man. Yes, it's out of the hot potato realm. It's out of that time frame, right? Hot potato is usually within a month, even 2 months. But at that point, he would have held it for 5-6 months at least. It's still not good enough. The Fiend, somebody like that, a character like that, a full fucking year, man. Because it wouldn't go stale. Bray Wyatt, man, I can go another whole hour on that. I just think, I really do, guys, that we could be seeing Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. Anyway, speaking of, up next was the Firefly Funhouse. Now, WWE teased a new face to join the house on all of their social media. So there was heavy speculation that it could be Liv Morgan, maybe even playing the role of Sister Abigail. But instead, Bray just said it's only fair that if I have one, he has one too. And we kind of see glimpses, visuals of this new championship. It's a Fiend championship of Bray Wyatt's fucking masked face, and it looks pretty diabolical. It's almost like the strap itself is like the skin being ripped away from the... It was pretty fucking cool, pretty badass, and I had visuals of him walking down at TLC with that strap, so much better than the exploding blueberry that he carries around currently. And again, that exploding blueberry championship is much better than the exploding strawberry championship. And now this new Fiend championship is better than... So he keeps raising the fucking bar, at least in championships. But that was the unveiling for that segment. And sure enough, we see the visuals of that new Fiend strap. Now, was it anticlimactic in the form of we were expecting something or someone much grander like Liv Morgan? Absolutely. However, let's be honest, the look that is going to be come down TLC and then even after TLC, going into Rumble in... ongoing, it's going to be a badass visual of him with that championship. So, you know, even though we were expecting something grander like a Liv Morgan, let's be honest, it was a pretty cool fucking unveiling of that championship. Next, we see backstage promo of a returning Sheamus. He sends a message to the entire roster of SmackDown that from here on out, SmackDown is mine. Well, that's great, Sheamus, and that you proclaim that, but did you run this by Vince? Because I'm pretty sure he's not gonna let you out of fucking catering, playing your thumb wars over your fucking, your little Yahtzee game that you're playing with Bobby Rob Roode. Because Vince McMahon is not going to let you just own SmackDown's roster. He's gonna put you right back into mediocrity where you came from. Trust me. And that's again, if he lets you out of catering, dude. So keep scheduling the Yahtzee games. It's amazing that these characters come back and there's no steam behind it. He just cuts up backstage and says, SmackDown's gonna be mine. But says who? You were a fucking jobber, basically, before you left. You came back as the same Sheamus. There's no character rehaul or anything. So what made you... Did you eat your fucking spinach? Did you drink your fucking Gatorade? What happened? Did you buy your Amplified Man t-shirt? What happened that made you a fucking Hulk all of a sudden? Mustafa Ali takes on Drew Gulak up next. Two really good wrestlers, actually. And I wish I could tell you this was a really good match, but I can't because they gave these two only 2.5 minutes before Ali pinned Gulak. I can't say much more about it because if I do, this review will be longer than the match itself, and that would just be silly. Almost as silly as giving two really good wrestlers 2.5 minutes to wrestle. Yeah, pretty silly. Moving on. Sasha Banks and Bayley start off the second hour, and they tear down the entire Survivor Series team on Sunday one by one, not taking any blame for the losses to NXT that they suffered on Sunday. So that's the right direction for them to go in. There's no question. The direction that true heels would go in. Right? I mean, it wasn't me. It wasn't us. What are you talking about? We had no hand in that. We were going to win for our team if our team wasn't full of stunads. So I love that direction. That's exactly what Bayley and Sasha should be saying, and that's what they were saying last night. And again, that is the direction that true heels would go in naturally. So I did like that. Lacey Evans then comes to the ring, talks some trash, and knocks out Sasha Banks. Bayley does nothing and the segment ends. Excuse me, I'm sorry, rewind. What? Sasha got knocked out after delivering a pretty damn good promo. Bayley does nothing. Lacey walks off. Lacey Evans just came to the ring with Bayley and Sasha and totally had her way with them. Talked all the trash she wanted to, knocked out Sasha. Bayley does nothing, and Lacey walks away like, that's right, chumps. What the fuck? Could you book Bayley and Sasha any more worse? I'm asking. I'll wait. No, I won't. That's rhetorical. Hell no, you can't book them worse than that. Wait, what am I saying? It's Vince McMahon. Of course he could. That was horrible. One female, especially Lacey Evans. But I shouldn't be seeing one female just totally own Bayley and Sasha like that. Not just verbally, but then a knockout punch. The fuck? Weird shit. Now next up, it's another Firefly Funhouse, impromptu style. Huskus the pig is overstuffed from his Thanksgiving meal, and Bray tells Huskus the real history, the true history of Thanksgiving, and we break into a rap version of the Muscle Man dance, Thanksgiving style. Listen, I don't know exactly what I was viewing and what was going on, I just know that it was wildly entertaining. Now, onto the business side of things, Bray did challenge Bryan to come play with him again, but Bryan gives no response backstage. But I didn't even care about that at that point because I was still doing the Muscle Man dance. In an absolutely overstuffed Huskus the Pig rapping, he became Notorious P.I.G. I loved it. Sonya Deville versus Nikki Cross is next. Before this match, Mandy Rose took the mic and told Nikki that her face looked like a cold plate of leftovers. I'll say this again because I'm trying to comprehend this. Mandy Rose took the mic and told Nikki Cross that her face looked like a cold plate of leftovers. It was odd. The crowd was confused. I'm not sure if it was supposed to be that bad or if it just didn't land, but it should have never happened. That was really, really cringeworthy, man. And again, I don't know if they booked it to be such, or if it just literally failed miserably. But that was bad. It's almost like Mandy didn't even know if she should leave the ring because she was waiting for someone to laugh or someone to go like, ooh, damn. Nothing. Anyway, in 90 seconds, Cross rolled up Sonya for the W. So they beat Ali and Gulak's time from earlier of 2.5 minutes. They gave Cross and Sonya 90 seconds. Post-match, a double team on Cross, but a returning Alexa Bliss makes the save. So just like Sheamus returned, and he's just Sheamus still. I mean, there's nothing that we're really seeing that's like different. Same thing with Alexa. She just came back, picked up right where she left off with Nikki Cross. But this is a tag team that nobody really gives a shit about. So why not have something else for Alexa Bliss? It's almost like they don't know what to do with Alexa. They don't know what to do with Nikki Cross. Let's just stuff them back together. And it's the same thing with Elias, right? He came back too last night, and he's just stringing along his guitar like the same old Elias, and I like Elias, but they never had anything for him beforehand. What makes us believe that it's the same character in the same type of situations that it's going to be any different? Just like Sheamus, just like Alexa Bliss. Because backstage, this was the segment right after the Nikki Cross match, backstage, Drake Maverick tries kissing Dana Brooke underneath a mistletoe, but gets rejected with the quickness. Clearly, Drake was not informed that Dana Brooke was gearing up to receive some Batista bombs later in the week. That's right. If you saw the podcast yesterday, you know what I'm talking about. Now, Elias comes out of nowhere like a total creeper, I might add. Dude just is hanging around in a dark place behind boxes and cargo and shit. Total creeper status, and he comes out of nowhere strumming along on his guitar. Elias starts singing a song. Dana attempts to dance a little bit. What? That's it? That's all I get? It's the end of the segment? What did this do for anybody? What are you telling me about Elias? He just came back to sing a song with Dana Brooke. All that's going to do is irate Batista. And maybe that'll bring back Batista for one more match, right? Maybe Batista will have to give Batista bombs to Dana Brooke and Elias. Wait. That's wrong. I mean, 2 different kinds of Batista bombs. I just wanted to clear that. All right. Anyway, moving on. New Day is out next. They issue an open challenge for their tag titles. Shinsuke and Cesaro answered the challenge. Well, after Sami Zayn goes for 87 minutes talking about how ridiculous Black Friday has become, and he is correct, but that held zero relevance to this situation, the tag team title situation. Black Friday, he went on for like 3 minutes about Black Friday. Who the fuck cares? And what are you talking about, dude? So right there, I'm out of the situation at that point. Now, before this, at the end of this thing, I should say, there's nothing to talk about because how many times have we seen Cesaro and the New Day in there? So I'm not even going to go over the notes that I took for the match. Let's just go to the end of this thing where Sammy just gets booted by the ref because he was about to cause some more distraction. The ref was like, I've had enough, you're out. But literally 4 seconds after he gets ejected, in fact, I don't think Sami Zayn even left ringside. That's how quick the finish came after he was rejected. But right after that, Cesaro gets a Trouble in Paradise and Kofi gets the victory. Again, the match was blah because I've just seen most of those participants a million times. How many times, honestly, guys, have we seen the New Day and Cesaro in that ring together? I did my research. It's 1,465 times. That's how many times. Adding Nakamura into the mix was not going to make it epic. It just wasn't. And if that's your main event wrestling match, you're going to have to do better for me. Luckily, Bray Wyatt was the real main event. Not a match, but just the Fiend. I'll take that over the fucking New Day and Cesaro for the 1,465th time. And that's what we got. Daniel Bryan is in the main event spot. Again, this isn't a match. It's just to answer Bray's challenge to play again for the title. Bryan said, even though I said the yes movement was dead, maybe you guys, meaning everybody in attendance, maybe you guys brought it back to life. The arena and Daniel Bryan start chanting yes as a response to Bray Wyatt. The lights turn to the red dim. The Fiend comes from underneath the ring, literally through the ring, grabs Daniel Bryan, and this is what was awesome. There was a real struggle here. Daniel Bryan, with his frolicking fucking legs just frailing up and down, and you could see his arms trying. There was a real sense of urgency, like, I'm in this dude's grasp, I need to get the fuck out. And Bray Wyatt is just too strong and literally drags him down under. And then Bray Wyatt keeps coming up with pieces of what we believe to be Daniel Bryan's hair. And he's just flinging it up in the air, and then he'll go back down, and there's a rustling, and then he comes back up with more fucking Daniel Bryan's hair. And this goes with the story that Daniel Bryan was going to debut a new face. And if you know the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie and story, then you know that that's the Daniel Bryan sitch that he was referring to. That's the new face. It's sadistic. It's totally out there. It's wild, but it's so entertaining if you know the nuances of the story. Right? If you're following the story very vividly and with the great focus and detail that it deserves, this is being told brilliantly. And it ends with Bray Wyatt literally just mauling Daniel Bryan. And his hair is all over the place, and you know that something vicious is happening, something rabid is happening underneath that ring. And we fade to black and we go off the air. The Fiend has just took it to another sadistic level that we haven't even seen before. That's fucking awesome. And so what? Daniel Bryan comes with a new fucking shaved head? That's awesome. As somebody with longer hair, I can tell you, at times, you just wish you had it fucking shaved again, man. It's much easier. You know what I mean? So I don't blame Daniel Bryan. He's had that hair for the longest time. Let the dude be free. Let him do what he wants with his hair. I doubt very much Vince McMahon was like, you have to do this. Daniel Bryan does nothing when he is told to do it. Trust me. He was needed in Saudi Arabia all those times. He said no. He will not do it if he doesn't feel right about it. I'm telling you right now, he'll go home. He doesn't care about the money. It's like the Amplified Man. It's not about money. It's about the respect, the pride in his work. Daniel Bryan wouldn't just shave his head because he has to do it. He wants to. If that's even the route they're going. Is he even going to have a shaved head, or is it just going to be shorter? Who knows? But relax. Let Daniel Bryan have a shaved head. Again, as somebody with longer hair, I can tell you, sometimes you just wish you had a shaved head. You know what I mean? It's much easier. So let the dude be, and if that can tell the story like that, if that helps the story like it did last night, fucking awesome. So again, the show itself, it missed for me. I mean, this is supposed to be SmackDown on Fox. It's supposed to be a lot more epic than anything we used to see on SmackDown on USA. And SmackDown on USA was always usually at least better than Raw. But on Fox, I wanted another level of something really good. I didn't get that with that show last night, except for the Bray Wyatt segments. Every time Bray Wyatt was on my screen, I was entertained. That tells you something. If you felt differently, that sucks. But that's cool. At least it's just a difference of opinion. But if you honestly feel that Bray is ruined or anything like that, guys, I honestly have no time for you. I don't. And I'm not going to even entertain your comments or your thoughts. I wouldn't. That's not just fickle. That's just stupidity. Come on. The guy's been around for just a few months. He's already a champion. He's looked more badass than not. And you're going to tell me a dude's ruining it, buried, or he just doesn't do it for you? Then that's definitely you. And that's somebody that I can't converse with. Sorry to say that. But sometimes you got to know when it's time to just, separate ways. This channel probably isn't for you because we are now officially a pro Bray Wyatt channel. If you've been with me from day one, though, you know that we've always been. But now I just need to make that known. Because if you're coming here and you're going to give off stupid comments like, oh, he just doesn't do it for me, or, oh, it's not working, he's done. Come on, bro. You're wasting your time. Your comment will never even fucking appear on my page. It wouldn't. Because that's not an opinion. That's stupidity, and that's not allowed on the channel. It's never been allowed since day one. I need people to think about what they're fucking talking about. Then I can converse with you or at least read your comment in the Starbucks line and be like, good thought. Or, I never thought of that. Or laugh. Or, that's how I like to converse. Not read something totally fucking outlandishly stupid. No, you're gone, it's all gone. My page isn't a fucking underneath a bridge. You know what I mean? It's not for graffiti. You're going to respectfully put something down that is actually thought-provoking or funny or something that can be conversed with, not just by myself, but other AMP unit members. Stupidity is never allowed. Know what is opinion and know what is stupidity. Please, you have to decipher that before you ever leave a comment. Thank you guys so much. The Amplified Man, Yahweh, Wowie! That's it for the entire month of November. Thank you guys so much for an awesome month. I will see you guys next month. And we'll end 2019 the right way. I hope to have a little bit of a video, a little bit of a recap of Starrcade. Starrcade is tomorrow night on the network, and maybe Monday morning I'll have a little bit of a recap review. It's only supposed to be a few matches, but maybe that'll be a fun little 15-minute video. So there might be something before Monday Night Raw's review and reaction. For now, guys, go and kick the rest of this weekend's ass. Yow! Do the Muscle Man dance, baby! Check you later.